The Three Gorges Dam is a colossal structure that stretches across the mighty Yangtze River, standing as a testament to China's engineering ambition and vision for the future. Towering above the water, it is not just a dam, but a symbol of the nation's determination to reshape its landscape and harness the power of nature for progress. Built with the primary goals of generating clean, renewable electricity, controlling devastating floods that once plagued the region, and boosting inland trade by improving navigation, the dam was designed to transform the lives of millions. Its construction marked a new era in China's approach to large-scale infrastructure. When it was completed in the early 2000s, the Three Gorges Dam was hailed as a monumental achievement, drawing global attention and national pride. The opening ceremony was a moment of celebration, reflecting years of planning, labor, and technological innovation. However, the creation of the dam also led to the formation of a vast reservoir which submerged entire cities, ancient towns, and fertile farmland beneath its rising waters. The landscape was forever changed, and the echoes of the past now lie beneath the surface. This transformation required the relocation of more than 1 million people, forcing families to leave behind their ancestral homes and adapt to new lives elsewhere. The human cost of progress was immense, and the stories of those displaced remain an important part of the dam's legacy. Inside the dam, massive turbines spin day and night, producing more electricity than any other power station on Earth. The scale of power generation is staggering, providing a reliable source of energy that fuels the growth of cities and industries across the country. Thanks to the dam, millions of homes and businesses are powered, and entire regions have been electrified, supporting China's rapid modernization and economic development. Yet from the very beginning, the project sparked intense debate. Scientists and environmentalists voiced concerns about the unpredictable consequences for the Yangtze River's delicate ecosystem, warning that such a massive intervention could have far-reaching effects. Among the most pressing concerns were the risks to endangered wildlife, the increased likelihood of landslides along the steep banks of the reservoir, and the loss of habitats for countless species that depend on the river. The dam's presence has also disrupted the river's natural flow, altering sediment patterns and water levels downstream, which has affected agriculture, fisheries, and the daily lives of people who rely on the Yangtze. Today, the Three Gorges Dam stands as a vital part of China's infrastructure, supporting transportation, energy, and flood management on an unprecedented scale. But its legacy is complex, a blend of remarkable technological progress and significant social and environmental challenges that continue to spark debate both in China and around the world. The story of the Three Gorges Dam is still unfolding along the transformed Yangtze River, as China, and the world, watches to see how this monumental project will shape the future for generations to come. To truly grasp the challenges posed by building and operating a dam, we first need to understand the crucial role of sediment, the sand and mud that rivers naturally carry along their journey. These tiny particles, often overlooked, are the lifeblood of a river system, shaping landscapes and supporting life in ways that are easy to miss but impossible to replace. For thousands of years, the Yangtze's sediment has been quietly at work, building up fertile plains, nourishing riverbanks, and forming the vast delta. This process has created some of the richest agricultural land in China, supporting generations of farmers and providing habitats for countless species of wildlife. The river's sediment is not just dirt, it's the foundation of entire ecosystems and human communities. The continuous flow of sediment maintains the river's delicate balance. It replenishes soil lost to erosion, sustains wetlands, and keeps the riverbanks healthy and green. Without this natural delivery system, the river's ability to support life would quickly diminish, and the landscape would begin to change in dramatic ways. But when a dam is built, this ancient process is interrupted. As the river slows in the reservoir behind the dam, sediment that once traveled freely now settles to the bottom, trapped and unable to continue downstream. The river's natural conveyor belt of sand and mud is broken. Upstream, the reservoir gradually fills with mud and silt, reducing its capacity to store water for flood control and to generate electricity. Over time, this buildup can threaten the very purpose of the dam, making it less effective and more expensive to maintain. Downstream, the story is different but equally troubling. The water released from the dam is now clear and hungry. Stripped of its sediment, it scours the riverbed and banks, searching for new material to carry away. This clear, fast-moving water can be far more erosive than before. The result is rapid erosion of riverbeds and banks, which can undermine bridges, roads, and other infrastructure. The once expansive delta begins to shrink, threatening coastal communities and vital habitats for fish and birds. The river's very character and the landscape it shapes are fundamentally altered. What was once a dynamic, ever-changing environment becomes static and in many places degraded. These changes can trigger a cascade of unpredictable environmental consequences, from increased flooding in some areas to the loss of fertile land and the decline of local fisheries. The natural equilibrium that once existed is lost, replaced by a chain reaction of new challenges that ripple through the entire river system and beyond. Today, managing sediment has become one of the greatest and most complex tests for dam engineers and environmentalists alike, a challenge that will shape the future of rivers and the communities that depend on them. The Three Gorges Dam traps over 70% of the Yangtze's sediment, turning once murky waters clear for hundreds of kilometers downstream. This clear water scouring means the river now erodes its own bed and banks, deepening channels and threatening bridges and levees. While deeper channels may aid shipping, they create long-term instability. Sediment buildup in the reservoir is another concern, gradually reducing its storage and power capacity. The dam's design includes features to flush out some mud, but the sheer volume is overwhelming. The river's natural sediment transport system has been fundamentally re-engineered. The full consequences of this intervention are still emerging. The Yangtze's transformation is ongoing and complex. Dongting Lake, once revered as the kidney of the Yangtze River, has undergone a profound transformation in recent decades, largely due to the construction of the massive Three Gorges Dam upstream. This once thriving lake, nestled between mountains and lowlands, played a crucial role in the region's water cycle and ecological balance. Historically, Dongting Lake acted as a natural sponge, absorbing excess floodwaters and trapping nutrient-rich sediment. Its vast wetlands provided a haven for migratory birds, supported diverse wildlife, and helped regulate the seasonal floods that shaped life along the Yangtze. The lake's ability to store and slowly release water was vital for both people and nature. But after the dam's construction, the water flowing into Dongting became clearer and carried far less sediment. This sediment-starved water, instead of replenishing the lake, began to erode its outlets and channels, causing the lake to drain more quickly and destabilizing its natural rhythms. As a result, Dongting Lake shifted from being a sediment sink, where silt and nutrients accumulated, to a sediment source, where erosion now dominates. The lake's surface area has shrunk, its shoreline has receded, and the once fertile banks are now exposed and vulnerable to further degradation. The amount of sediment discharged from the lake into the Yangtze River has plummeted, weakening Dongting's historic role as a buffer against floods and reducing its ability to support agriculture and fisheries downstream. The devastating drought of 2022 laid bare the lake's new vulnerability. Water levels dropped to record lows, exposing cracked earth and stranding boats. Wetlands that once teemed with life were left dry, and local fisheries suffered catastrophic losses, threatening the livelihoods of thousands. Recent scientific studies reveal that siltation patterns have become erratic and unpredictable, suggesting that Dongting Lake is struggling to find a new stable equilibrium. The balance between erosion and deposition is now in constant flux. The lake's ecological health remains fragile, wetlands are shrinking, habitats are disappearing, and the future of Dongting as a natural flood buffer is increasingly uncertain. The delicate web of life that once depended on the lake is now at risk. The impact of the Three Gorges Dam on Dongting Lake stands as a stark example of how large-scale engineering projects can have far-reaching and sometimes unintended consequences for natural systems. For the people and wildlife who depend on Dongting, the region's resilience has been fundamentally compromised, leaving its future hanging in the balance. Despite environmental costs, the Three Gorges Dam has delivered enormous benefits. As the world's largest hydroelectric plant, it generates vast clean energy, reducing China's reliance on coal. The dam transformed the Yangtze into a major shipping route, with ship locks enabling large vessels to reach deep inland. Cargo throughput continues to break records, integrating China's interior with global trade. The dam has been a game-changer for businesses and industries, fueling economic growth. It also provides crucial flood protection, storing and releasing water to manage the river's flow. While its effectiveness during extreme weather is debated, the dam offers a level of security previously unknown. The Three Gorges Dam stands as both an economic powerhouse and a symbol of modern China. Official reports in 2025 highlight the dam's economic triumphs, record cargo efficient operations and national pride. The narrative focuses on trade, power and logistics, painting the dam as a flawless success. However, these reports are silent on sediment buildup, erosion and ecological impacts. There's no mention of the risks to the reservoir's lifespan or the downstream environment. The profound changes to Dongting Lake and the river's ecosystem are omitted. This selective reporting creates a gap between public perception and scientific reality. Economic benefits are celebrated, while environmental costs are hidden from view. The true legacy of the dam is more complex than the official story suggests. Beneath the surface, hidden dangers threaten the Yangtze basin. Sediment-starved water deepens channels, undermining bridges and flood-control dikes. Altered river dynamics have weakened natural flood defenses, making floodplains more vulnerable. The 2022 drought revealed new ecological fragility, with record-low water levels devastating wetlands and wildlife. Fish populations have plummeted, migration routes blocked, and habitats disrupted. The region's environmental health is now precarious, with slow-moving complex risks. These challenges are less visible than economic gains but threaten long-term safety. Addressing them requires constant monitoring and honest assessment. The Yangtze's transformation has created a new set of uncertainties for millions. Scientists urge a shift to more sustainable river management. Large-scale dredging could restore flow between the Yangtze and Dongting Lake, but it's costly and complex. Improved dam operations, releasing controlled pulses of water and sediment, could help mimic natural cycles. Greater transparency and integration of scientific advice are essential for adaptive management. Ecosystem restoration, including wetland protection and riverbank vegetation, is vital. The goal: build resilience and balance progress with ecological health for the Yangtze's future. As China plans a new megadam on the Yarlung-Zangbo, the lessons of the Three Gorges are more urgent than ever. The proposed dam would dwarf Three Gorges, raising even greater environmental and geopolitical risks. The river's heavy sediment load, seismic activity, and international importance heighten the stakes. Downstream nations fear water control and ecological disruption. The Three Gorges experience shows that megadams bring both progress and profound costs. The central challenge: can China balance ambition with environmental responsibility and regional cooperation? The world is watching as the next chapter in river engineering begins.